Central Truth Podcast with your brother, Old God and Sam, man. We going all the way in today.
Yes.
I want everybody watching real quick, go ahead and hit the like button for me and also share this video. Definitely helps get the message out, man. What's going on with T.I., man? Tell us about what's going on with Tip, man.
But yeah, man, we both talked about it on various platforms, both Hip Hop News and Sensitive Viral Hip Hop News yesterday. We broke the stories. He was going to his crib. He forgot his key, 4 a.m. He was up partying, whatever. Ran into a security guard. Security guard didn't recognize him. Words were exchanged. Initially, he was let in. Apparently, T.I. came back, approached the dude. Dude felt threatened, called the police. Police came, arrested T.I., and we sitting here right now. Now, there's been various stories going on whether or not who's right, who's wrong. We both had our various takes on it on our platforms. T.I. there's a video out now that T.I. came out with, well, not T.I., excuse me, TMZ came out with T.I. Yeah, they always getting them right away. But let's hear what T.I. had to say, man. In the was he in booking right now in county? It looks like.
Yeah, man.
And, yeah, we'll get to it. Let's do it.
Oh, so is it time for me to ask a question yet?
Go ahead.
Me or? No, I'm talking to the officer who arrested
Me?
Yes, sir.
I told you can ask any question.
I've been waiting to get you to a point where I can respectfully ask you a question as to why I was arrested.
You acting like a fool?
I wasn't acting like no fool. How was I acting like a fool? Because I was questioning the person who refused to acknowledge me and I paid all
I
of
didn't
my
have to
money
answer you.
and taxes to pay that man. No, he did not answer me. You say, excuse me, sir?
I said I didn't have to answer you.
He didn't have to answer me. How so, sir? But tell me, okay, well, even if you feel that he didn't have to answer me, what
Plus, you didn't have to come back. Plus,
I didn't have to, but I have a right to come back. I paid millions of dollars for a house, and that
that's your fault.
residential area.
That's what you want to do. So I'm not going to argue
But
for
sir, I'm
case right here.
asking a question and you never answered me.
Where you want to argue every time I answer your
I'm
question.
not, no, sir, I'm not arguing. I'm merely requesting an answer.
I gave you.
Why was I arrested? You said I was acting a fool. How so? You said because I came back and I questioned a man
You should have came back.
who refused. I shouldn't have came back. That's my right as a taxpaying citizen.
Okay.
Why did that constitute for me to be arrested?
Okay.
Sir, you still haven't answered my question. That's
How about I'll answer your question?
You're answering it quick. Oh, then you'll be answering to my lawyer at that point.
That'd be awesome.
Wow. Infuriating to see, this situation here. It's crazy. It's crazy to say the least. But before we get into it, Sam, talk to him about this whole thing in Georgia, about the simple assault thing. Because I was like, yo, T.I. must have hit somebody. Like, nah, because apparently in the state of Georgia, if you get too irate with somebody and you've seen the cop, they're kind of trying to explain, the situation why he was locked up, because he came back and he felt threatened. So apparently in the state of Georgia, if you feel threatened, that's just grounds enough to arrest somebody, which is crazy, but I'm definitely gonna go in on this momentarily. But you got that for us, Sam?
Yeah, I'm reading through it right now. I apologize, oh God. But yeah, apparently it should be noted that T.I. did not strike him.
Right.
No one struck anybody. But on the mere fact that the security guard called the police in regard to his life feeling as though it was in danger, this is the reasoning in T.I. being booked on the simple assault charge. And apparently this is a law. I'm going through Georgia law right now to see if I can see that verbatim, just so I could put some real clarification and stamp on that. But let's just go off of word say right now. Let's just say that's accurate. Wow. Is that easy? He's about to hit me? Lock him up? Okay, but let's get away from the cops real quick, because we'll dive into this piece by piece. I want to talk about this from merely a customer perspective or resident perspective to an employee perspective. Okay, so you're living in a development. Let's take away T.I. Let's take away the brother. Let's just put this in regard to, let's just strip away all of it. You have a person who pays millions of dollars to live somewhere. Now they're automatically granted some luxuries and some so you should be able to get shouldn't you be able to receive some kind of special treatment in paying millions of dollars? What I mean by that is, shouldn't someone want to properly staff their security to know the people who come in and out of their residence, if not by name, at least by face, study IDs to houses so that you know if someone calls from 3452, you know where they are, who they are, kind of who they. You just get a basic understanding. You're not sitting there working at some Joe Smo housing development. This is somewhere where they pay millions of dollars. You want top quality professional service. Am I right or wrong? I would expect that.
Oh yeah,
I would expect that.
Right.
So if I were to come home, or you were to come home, or anybody living in that development were to come home and happen to forget their key, I would think it would be some kind of protocol to be able to go, okay, sir, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Look in the book, see ID, or shit, not even a book. You got a computer nowadays. Right. Type in the protocol, okay, 34, blah, 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 32, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is Mr. Harris's address. Bob, sorry, Mr. Harris, no problem. Do you need a key to get in? Right. Can I assist you anything else? Done. That's the kind of professional service that I would expect to receive, paying millions of dollars to live somewhere. So first off, he didn't get that kind of service. That's fucked up in my opinion. So
Still
then
nigga.
So then he goes off like any other millionaire would do. I used to work in the nightclub business where I seen dudes throwing money and tearing motherfuckers' assholes up left and right, tear them apart when they didn't get the service that they expected to get when they were throwing the money they were getting. So I already know how this works when it comes to money. It shouldn't matter who was in that situation. You should be able to expect a certain type of service. It's fucked up. Right. So now we bring the cops into it. Don't want to hear the story. Now, I feel like, and it has to be said, and this isn't a black or white issue. This is a blue and black issue, to be perfectly honest with you, because I feel like in that situation, you would have heard a little, their story would have been able to been heard a little more. They said T.I. was acting like a fool. We just heard the cop, a black cop, which should be noted. It wasn't a white cop. It sounded like clearly it was a black cop.
They're in Atlanta.
Out in Atlanta, you feel me? So color had nothing to do with it. It's a blue and black issue, not a black and white issue in this situation. But you sit there and, I mean, you can talk about it.
Yeah, well, let me just say this first. First off, you know, T.I. mentions that because the big thing was they had the first altercation. Then you said he came back, right? Now he came back. So I guess at this point, now T.I. saying here that he asked for the security guard's name. Now at this point with the security guard, I guess he felt threatened because he came back with a friend. At that point or something, like his friend came over to one of T.I.'s friends. So I guess he's saying he felt threatened. But we look at little T.I., you know what I mean? And, you know, come on now. Come on. But anyway, T.I.'s accent, as the video we just played, he's excellent. Like, why are you locking me up? You know what I mean? And again, he has, like he said, he has the right to come back to that gate if he lives there. What you mean? Come back to that shit 20, 30 times. You know what I mean? But it just goes back what Kanye West has been trying to tell us. You know, Jay-Z still nigga. You know, Kanye West says, you know, no matter, you know, what's the line? You still a nigga in the coupe, the Benz, whatever. You know how the line go with Kanye. So that's why, you know, yeah, we can talk about the black and the blue, and yeah, that's one part. But it still goes back to that, you know, that divide in the country, that no matter what you have in this country, you know, whether you be a millionaire, a Bill Cosby, or the lowest cat on the totem pole, you're still a nigga. You get treated like a nigga in this country. That's just what it is. That's what we see right here. And T.I., you know, he's trying to articulate himself. And what they should do is sue. I don't think that T.I. should have been arrested, but what he got to do is just sue. He
was also arrested for public intoxication. It clearly sounds like on that soundbite he wasn't drunk. I mean, it
doesn't appear that, you know, that he was drunk. But even if he was, I mean, somebody else could have been driving.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get hit with a DUI. He got hit with public intoxication. That means why? Because he got loud. I mean, it's so crazy, man. Like, I don't think this was and that's like I said, if this was Mr. Katz or Katzman, you know what I mean, and owned the grocery store down the street,
it wouldn't happen.
This wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I don't think it would have happened.
And the security guard said he didn't know who T.I. was. He didn't know who Tiny was. I find it hard to believe in Georgia, but okay, we give you that. If he was a resident in there, this shouldn't matter. Like, why did you feel the need to, feel threatened, to be antagonistic? Because it should be noted, the lawyer for T.I. said that he was asleep. I guess that'll be worked out in court. So you walk into an unprofessional situation being a resident that pays millions of dollars to walk into the place. You don't get special treatment.
That's crazy, right?
And then treat them antagonistic and treat them with disrespect. Now you don't have your key. You can't get in here like it's a club. Nah, no ID, no entry, my dude. Like that. What you mean? I pay millions of dollars to work here. There has to be another kind of a way to figure this out. People don't lose their keys. People don't forget their keys.
Let me tell you why this don't happen to other people. Now it may. Now I'm going to say this. There's always exceptions to the rule. You may see a situation happen, but it may. But there's. I mean, again, but don't throw the rule away for the exception, right? The reason why this don't happen to other people because they actually got exercise power. Like something's going to happen to the security guard. I'm not talking about physically. He's going to lose his job, but something's going to happen. There's going to be some type of backlash. The owner of the company is going to be, they're going to get letters. Like the people in the community, it's going to be a type of a backlash if they do it to somebody else. But just T.I., it ain't nothing. So he's going to have to go and pay money to sue. probably won't at this point. And it's just gonna be another situation that's swept under the rug, and we're gonna see the next rapper and the next person continue, to be railroaded and treated just like a damn runaway.
Okay, you brought up a great point. You said if people in power in that situation, they would usually, take it to the higher ups, or take it to the, wherever they had to take it, the steps,
exercise power,
and homeboy or the person in that situation would have been fired easily. T.I. walking back and T.I. going to talk to him. Now, he said he gave this kid numerous opportunity after opportunity just to merely apologize for making the error. Do you think T.I. looked at that kid and said, you know what? I don't want to take it there. I don't want you to lose your job. I want you to sit here and look me in my face as a man and simply apologize on your error because you fucked up and you took it there. And I'm not saying that with T.I. intentions, because there's a lot of people saying he was right, blah, 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 and I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm just simply going on another perspective, because we often see in situations mistakes happening. He could have seen that brother in the situation like, hey, you know what, you fucked up. You may be bad at your job, but you're not going to get fired on my expense. Not tonight. I'm going to give you your second chance. Who knows?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can't wait for T.I. just to come out a little more and speak on that, because he did come back. I've heard T.I. on numerous occasions on various interviews, maybe even sitting with you, how he said just now it would be really no point to do unjustified shit given the power and the situation that he's in.
That's what I was
being
just thinking.
An advocate he is,
right,
with his kids on major platforms. Why would he do something to jeopardize all of that? You would have to seriously do something to his family to jeopardize that. We got to find that video, because he personally said that. So then, I'm hearing this, and then weeks later, this comes up. It just really makes no sense, man.
You talk about a dude whose life was like, it was over.
Right.
On a few different occasions. You talking about like an 8-9 time felon, got caught all like he really should be in the feds right now, somewhere rotting away. So I just don't see him putting himself in a situation. Like, you brought up a great point. He's definitely that type of dude. Like, even though like he seemed like the type of cat that'd get busy, it seemed like he want to intellectualize and talk it out with you first. With anybody, that's what it kind of seemed like with him. So that, but T.I. shouldn't be, he shouldn't be surprised. Man, you got some people out here who just sellouts.
He don't look like he was surprised.
Right.
He don't look like it.
Right.
And you didn't see any real resistance. You didn't hear nothing about him resisting arrest or anything. So he had to get up in there peacefully, because any kind of backlash to resisting arrest too, boop. You know what I mean? So he must have, when he seen him smiling on the mugshot, he ain't really tripping on it. We all know what's going to happen, but it's just a shame that this has to be highlighted and it's gained so much attention that it has, because this was a situation between resident and employee, and it never had to get to this, man. For real.
Especially him being like locked up. Like, him being locked up is crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's beyond far, but it looks like T.I. is going to win this joint.
Let's talk about the police real quick. Now, police, somebody knew who T.I. You mean to tell me everybody out there didn't know who T.I. was?
You got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
You can't give him the benefit of the doubt. Him? Really? Like, what did he really do out there to disturb the peace, cause a ruckus, really put harm in anybody's way? You really couldn't go, yo, my man, we're going to shut this one down. You go back to your joint. T.I., I'm going to get you home. Yo, we're going to chill out on this. And nothing would have ever been heard of it. Why? Really? He ain't done enough that, like, him, he is still the rubber band man. He is still the creator of trap music. Even still, like, you really can't evolve as a person.
So let's just play devil's advocate for a minute. Right. Let's just say that T.I. was irate. T.I. was threatening them. You know what I mean? Let's just say that was the case. Like, do you know who I am? I'm T.I., motherfucker. I can have this done to you. Would he be justified then in calling the cops?
I mean, would he be justified? Or would he damn sure would have. The whole goddamn squad.
No, I'm saying, would he be justified in calling? I mean,
I've been, and I can honestly attest to this. I've been in situations working in the nightclub where I've had that kind of flex thrown on me.
Direct answer on that one, man.
Nah, he shouldn't have been called. Nah, he shouldn't have, motherfucker. He shouldn't have. Nah, the cops shouldn't have been called in that situation.
So if this to say, what should he have done?
If you really a bitch about it, lock your door, call your manager. You got cameras on you.
Yeah.
If T.I. brings out a gun, he's fucked. He's not going to do that. He's going to sit there and bang on the door and make some noise. Okay, if you really a bitch like that, you lock the door and you call your manager. Now, if it's up to the manager to really assess the situation, no, oh shit, this is T.I., let me calm this down and get him back home. Or no, I'm scared, I'm gonna call the cops too. You leave that up to him. But for you just to make a jump and rash decision to call the cops, you were profiling, you were stereotyping, no matter.
So what about T.I. being drunk? What do you think about that? I mean, you think he was drunk, or are they just making that up?
I think, well, You seen the video. It didn't sound like he was drunk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around plenty of drunk people at that too, and it didn't sound like he was even slurring his words. He wasn't staggering back and forth. Really couldn't see him in his face, but he looked like he was articulating himself very well, repeating back what the cop was saying. So he had full engagement and control of what was going on in that conversation. That don't sound like characteristics of someone that's intoxicated. Now, could he have had a drink or two? Could they have smelled a drink on his breath? Yeah, he's a grown man. Why can't he go out and have a drink with his wife? That doesn't mean he was drunk. He didn't get hit with a DUI. No one got hit with a DUI. So for the mere sake that they smelled alcohol in his breath, he was out there probably getting in homeboy's ass verbally. Did he deserve in public intoxication? That's what it sounded like to me. I don't think he was drunk.
Get the hell out of Georgia. I don't know what y'all did. I mean, get out of Dodge. You really can't go. No, you can't run from it. But
I mean, they say Atlanta's the Mecca for black people. That's where we need to go. That's what people are saying. You telling them to run.
I mean, that's a whole nother topic, man. That's something we could definitely dig into. You know what I mean? Because what you said in the beginning definitely has some credibility. You know what I mean? But, we'll get into that another time, man. You listen to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God, and Sam, man. We're going all the way in today. Everybody listening to this podcast, go ahead and make sure you hit that like button and share this video. What you got over there, Sam, man?